In this video, we're going to focus on position, distance, and displacement. We are also going to talk about the difference between distance and displacement. So let's start with position. So what exactly is position? Position is the exact point where an object is located from its origin at a particular time. So if an object is placed from the origin, how can we locate the position of that object? In order to locate the position of an object, we need to know two things, and which is known as its distance and the direction. That is, the direction of the particle or of the object from the origin and the distance of the particle from the origin. As soon as these two quantities is known, then figuring out the position of the object will be more easier and straightforward. So let's consider a number line for an example. Okay, so let's say we have the origin O at this point, then all the way to the right, we have 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the way to the left, we have 4 units as well. So it will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Now, if I tell you that a particle is 4 meters to the right of the origin, what will come to your mind? It turns out that you will be able to figure out the position of the particle because I mentioned both the direction and the distance of the particle. Now, therefore, the particle will be located around here because this is 4 meters to the right of the origin, and at the same time, that is towards the right. So basically, that is the basic idea behind position and how to identify or to locate the position of a particle. So let's try to work out some examples for more clarification. So here is another example. We have 4 different types of points located on a plane, in a plane, whereby these particles are in between 2 different directions. We have the x coordinate and y coordinate. So this is the y axis and this is the x axis. And we have 4 different points or body located at their center. How can we specify the position of these following points or body? Now let's get started with W. What is the specific position of point W? Now, starting from the origin O, it turns out that point W moves 4 units to the up, and at the same time, it moves 3 units to the right. Therefore, the position of point W will be 3, 4. That is, the coordinate of it, that is the movement, that is the units of it towards the x-axis along the right direction is 3, while towards the y-axis along the upward direction is 4. So what about the x point? What will be the specific position? Now, it turns out that the x point moves 2 units from the origin towards the right, and at the same time, it moves 4 units from the origin towards the downward direction. Therefore, its specific coordinate point will be 2, minus 4. And for the y point, we observe that it is being located at what? At minus 2, minus 2, because towards the negative x direction, which is towards the left, it is minus 2. It moves minus 2 from the origin, and towards the negative y direction, it moves minus 2 from the origin. Therefore, its coordinate will be minus 2, minus 2. And for the last part, which is z, it turns out to be 1, or it should be minus 1, 1. Okay, so basically that's how to identify the position of a particle or of a body. Now, we will observe that In order to locate the position of a body, we said we need to know its distance and its direction. And any quantities that possesses direction is said to be a vector quantity. So therefore, we can classify position as a vector quantity. So without any further ado, let's get into distance and displacement. These two different quantities are almost similar, but they are different because distance is space, gap, or length between 2 points, while displacement is the distance traveled in a specific direction. So let's show this using a number line. What do we mean in essence? So let's consider a number line with origin O. So all the way to the left, we have 4 units. So -1, -2, -3, -4. And all the way to the right, we have 4 units as well. 2, 3, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's say an object. So let's say an object moves from position -3 all the way to 2. What is the distance covered? And at the same time, what is the displacement traveled by the object? So let's assume the object is known as object X. If the object travels from -3 all the way to 2, what is the distance and what is the displacement? So I will be denoting distance with D and denoting displacement with S. So therefore, the distance, we just said distance is the gap or length between 2 points. So it turns out that particle X is starting from -3 and its end is stopped at 2. What is the distance between them? Which is what the distance between them turns out to be 5 units. Now, what about the displacement? What is the displacement? The displacement as well will be equals 5 units. Now, you need to take note of this. Whenever an object moves towards the right without changing direction, the distance and the displacement are going to be the same. Okay, so basically, in order to find the displacement covered by a body, what you need to just do is just to find the change in x direction, okay, which is what? The final position minus the initial position. Okay, you can see apply the same thing here in order to find the displacement, but we can see simplify it directly by using the value of the distance since they are heading towards the right. So using the formula, change in x, easy to find the displacement, we said is equal to x2 minus x1. So the body stopped at 2 and it started from -3. So therefore, the change in x, which is displacement, will be equals 2 minus -3. And 2 minus -3 is equals 5. So which makes it to be the same. Now, what about this one? So let's say we have an object traveling towards the left. Let's say we have an object moving from the positive 4 direction point all the way to -2. What is the distance and what is the displacement? So it turns out that the gap between 0.4 and -2 is simply 6. So therefore, the distance D will be equals 6. Now, what about displacement? What will be the value of displacement? Now, we observe that this body stop at -2 and start at 4. So therefore, displacement change in x will simply be equals to x2 minus x1. And x2 is -2, while x1 is 4. So you have -2 minus 4. So therefore, the displacement will turn out to be minus 6. Displacement is a vector quantity. It can either be positive or negative depending on the direction where the object or particle is heading to. While distance is a scalar quantity, it will always be positive. So you need to make sure you take note of that. Displacement is a vector, while distance is a scalar. So that's it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that now. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So here is an exercise for you to practice. So if you want me to review your answer, you can put it in the comment section below and I will make a review on it and give you a feedback. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video.